He took pictures incessantly. He stored them all meticulously in the attic of his house in France. And after he died, I was sort of searching for that one thing that I wanted to have that would be my memorandum of him. 40 years after Yul Brynner's death, his role as King Mongkut in the musical The King and I remains a towering icon of the stage. But in real life, he was one of the most disliked figures in Hollywood. In an interview, his daughter, Victoria Brynner, revealed secrets never before made public, secret same-sex affairs, a petty and demanding personality, a penchant for imposing absurd rules on others, an obsession with his height, and even open disdain for audiences. What created such an extreme Yul Brynner? And which famous actor did he despise so much that he sought every possible way to cut him down on set, both literally and figuratively? According to Victoria Brynner, her father, Yul Brynner, embodied a prickly, difficult-to-please temperament that exhausted everyone around him. His role as King Mongkut in The King and I brought him ultimate glory with an Academy Award statuette. Yet behind that glory brewed a storm of controversy. The film was completely banned in Thailand for allegedly insulting the image of the monarch. Offstage, Yul Brynner became so obsessed with the role that he carried King Mongkut into his everyday life. On stage, he won admiration for his talent, but behind the curtain, his arrogance and domineering nature became a hot topic in the press. Legendary actress Ingrid Bergman was among Brynner's victims. On the set of Anastasia Bergman was noticeably taller than Brynner, creating some challenges during filming. When she suggested using a prop to hide the height difference, Brynner, insecure about his stature, sarcastically replied, "I'll let the whole world see you're as tall as a horse." But Anastasia was not the only battleground. On the set of The Magnificent Seven, Brynner's rival was none other than Steve McQueen, Hollywood's king of cool. Brynner despised McQueen to his core. The reason he wasn't skilled at riding horses or handling guns, things McQueen excelled at. He also hated McQueen for being taller. When his ego felt threatened, Brynner chose to attack and undermine his opponent. To counter McQueen's height advantage, Brynner would secretly stand on small mounds of dirt during scenes. But McQueen, already irritated by this madman, quietly fought back. Whenever possible, he would kick away the dirt mounds, bringing Brynner down to his level, both literally and figuratively. Not stopping there, McQueen would intentionally draw focus away from Brynner in the frame, fiddling with his hat, playing with his gun, or shifting his stance to steal the audience's attention. The tension escalated so much that Brynner hired an assistant solely to count the number of times McQueen touched his hat while Brynner delivered lines. According to co-star Eli Wallach, the atmosphere on set was thick with rivalry. McQueen himself admitted, "We didn't get along. When you work with Yul, you have to stand still 10 feet away from him." Brynner's arrogance didn't stop there. Frank Langella, who worked with him, revealed that he also harbored racist views. Once, while riding in Brynner's 20-foot-long white limousine, Brynner proudly showed off its luxurious features, then suddenly shone a light directly in Langella and his wife's faces, saying with disdain, "This is in case black people attack my car. I flash this light, it strobes. They think they're being photographed and run away." Not only did co-stars find him exhausting, but even industry professionals were wary of his high-maintenance nature. Brynner demanded that theaters install a special elevator large enough to fit his limousine, just so he wouldn't have to see the crowd below. As for audiences, he didn't hide his contempt, once bluntly calling them a bunch of idiots. More astonishingly, he would refuse to bow, even turning his back to the stage at curtain call. Filmmaker Ray Harryhausen described him as a great actor, but demanding to the point of exhaustion. Agent Robbie Lance said Brynner's contract requests were meticulous to the point of obsession, from the carpet color in his car, the brand of tissues, the type of bottled water, a 13-foot corded touch-tone phone, to brown eggs for breakfast and fine wine. The height of it came in 1965, when filming with Marlon Brando. Brynner used his influence to demand a helicopter landing pad be built on the filming ship solely so he could leave by private helicopter each afternoon. Ironically, despite earning astronomical fees, Brynner was notorious for being stingy. George Jacobs, Frank Sinatra's assistant, recounted that Brynner often trailed Sinatra to enjoy free meals and luxurious socializing. It happened so often that Sinatra grew annoyed, and Jacobs's friends nicknamed him Uncle Scrooge and the King of Misers. But behind the stage lights, Yul Brynner's private life was an even bolder, more complex script. He once had a passionate relationship with actor Herb Hatfield. In the early 1940s, while studying at the Michael Chekhov Theater Studio in Connecticut, Brynner entered a torrid romance with Herb Hatfield, described as possessing a quietly aristocratic beauty, like a man made of moonlight. In their youth, they lived in an atmosphere of creative fervor. Between rehearsals and long nights debating art, they found each other. Many classmates and colleagues later confirmed that it was a profound meeting of body and soul. But in those times, such a relationship had to remain secret. Unlike Brynner, Hatfield would later live openly as a gay man until his death, while Brynner chose to keep his sexuality hidden and maintain the image of a charming ladies' man. He even posed completely nude for famed gay photographer George Platt Lines, producing artistic portraits brimming with sensuality. Though Brynner later married 4 times and publicly dated stars like Marlene Dietrich, Judy Garland, and Joan Crawford, he never admitted to being bisexual. Same-sex relationships, including rumored affairs with poet-director Jean Cocteau, were kept absolutely secret. In the press, he appeared only as a sophisticated gentleman happily, alongside actress Virginia Gilmore. But his private life was just part of the untold story. Even his legendary role as King Mongkut of Siam in The King and I Hid Secrets few knew. The journey to becoming King Mongkut of Siam in The King and I. Yul Brynner's path to becoming King Mongkut in The King and I was like a play already scripted, opening with Hamkim humiliating failures, peaking in a triumphant victory, and closing in a blaze of glory tinged with arrogance. In 1950, when he came to audition, Brynner was a virtual unknown, standing in the enormous shadow of Gertrude Lawrence, the dazzling star, playing Anna, the English governess, to the princes of Siam. At the time, the play revolved around Lawrence's character, leaving Brynner as little more than a supporting role. Audience indifference